Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Katrina Fajardo, and I'm a manager of knowledge and insights at Lamb Weston. Lamb Weston is a leading supplier of frozen potato, sweet potato, appetizer, and vegetable products to restaurants and retailers around the world. For more than 60 years, Lamb Weston has led the industry in innovation, introducing inventive products that simplify back of house management for our customer and makes things more delicious for their customers. It's all about seeing possibilities in potatoes and never ever settling. Learn more about us at lambweston.com. So enough about that. I'm really excited to talk to you all today about generational eating and what's important to each age group when dining, especially during this unique space and time. Do note that the information today that I'm presenting is amongst consumers in the US and does not include international generational information. So while you can't paint any single group with a broad brush, many generations and demographic groups have similarities that can help you connect with the customers within those groups. After all, a demographics group's history and the major stages that they go through during their life will impact how they think and behave. But there is one thing I must mention that is a similarity between all generations. It is French fries. The French fries are a top food ordered by each generation. Pretty much we love French fries and French fries love us back. But just like in generations, there are different ways that generations love their fries. So specifically with the cuts that they prefer. So if you look over to the right, Gen X and our boomers, their number one is going to be the straight unseasoned fry, while curly fries are the top favorite amongst Gen Z and millennials. And then even actually have baked fries throughout, but that's ranked differently by each one of the cohorts. So like I mentioned, there are similarities with generations that can help you connect on a wider scale, but make sure you also know the nuances from each generation so you're speaking their language. And with that, let's get to understanding the four generations a little better in the age of COVID-19. So Gen Zs are the youngest generation that we're talking about today, and they're also the most unique, even compared to their older cohorts over in the millennials. Gen Zs are more diverse, they're more technologically savvy than the others, but they're also the most realistic of the generations. They don't want you to pull the wool over their eyes. They've lived through the Great Recession as a child, global warming, terrorism, the 2016 election, and now a worldwide pandemic, all before they hit 25. So at this time, what Gen Z really wants is certainty when they're dining out in an uncertain world. And you can actually provide that in three different ways. Number one is global cuisine. So they're very open to different global experiences that can broaden their horizons, but definitely do it in an authentic, inclusive way. Like I mentioned before, they're very diverse. So they're looking for something that is different. You know, if you think about Mexican food, kind of venture off into more regional flavors and dishes in that sense, because they want to feel that experience from their food. Health as well, incorporate health, and that's a really big core part of their lifestyle. So it's not so much of like low fat or counting calories. The key is that it's better for you, and those options are craveable and visually enticing for this generation. And lastly, embrace technology. Technology for Gen Z is so omnipresent that it pretty much is invisible and it's just part of their life. So as an operator, think about having a mobile-ready website, an engaging social media presence, especially at this time when, hours might be different and menus are different. And if you can, even develop your own app and definitely have those engaging photos and videos for Gen Z. So again, this cohort that is continuously growing up in front of our eyes looks for authenticity and functionality in food and the food experience. So what can you connect with that meshes well with Gen Z? Is it the authentic flavors? Can you bring in functional foods into your menu? Or is it the fact that you can connect to them on a one-to-one level with your technology? All right, we're moving on to millennials. And millennials aren't kids anymore, literally. The youngest ones are in their mid 20s, and many millennials now are actually having kids of their own. So please quit throwing us under the bus. I'm trying to be responsible. With that, providing a food forward dining experience is key for this generation. Millennials are still the top cohort to identify as a foodie. Not even Gen Z, who is very diverse, is taking that throne. So when they want to go out, with or without kids in tow, they want to feel like going out is still a fun experience. And definitely make sure that your signature dishes and the favorites are available on your menu. And you have to let them explore. So at Lamb Weston, our Fry Explorer segment indexes really high with millennials. So again, their foodiness knows no bounds, and it also includes fries. They want to try any variety and fry-based offering that you've got out there. So consider ways that you can incorporate more fries and innovation into your menu to appeal to them. Think about like global or spicy dips. Can you use hash browns in sandwiches or as the bread, or even like sweet potato fries as a dessert? But definitely don't just stop at fries. Half of millennials in general get excited over food. So bring that explorer mindset into other parts of the menu as well. So in a nutshell, how can you get these millennials excited about dining now in this upcoming winter, and especially in the future, knowing that they still have that passion for food? And we are not forgetting about Gen X, oftentimes referred to as Gen Z's parents, or that generation that is always forgotten in generation presentations. I'm sorry, but probably being sandwiched between boomers and millennials gets really old in these presentations. Gen X is still a very independent generation that at this time is juggling several things at once due to the pandemic. They're trying to figure out the new normal for work, how to be a good parent and online teacher at the same time, juggling finances, attending to their own health, their parents' health, etc. So it's not a surprise that Gen X is value minded. So give them that deal. About half of them report that they avoid going to restaurants due to their finances. Gen X is particularly value minded. Economic factors are top of mind for this generation. And while your first impulse might be to drop prices, instead think about creating value in other ways. Is it quality? Is it unique offerings? Is it engagement? Is it something like, you visit one time and the next time you get 20% off? Limited time offerings and family combos is also particularly impactful with this group. As I mentioned, they're handling being a parent. They might also be living with their parents might be living with them as well. So those are ways to get their attention. So how will you offer that value that they're craving on your menu for this specific generation, for Gen X? And last but certainly not least, our boomer generation has been particularly worn down at this time. With COVID-19 taking a higher toll on our older citizens, boomers were often told to stay home, to stay safe during the height of the pandemic earlier this year. And even as restaurants are opening their doors and taking every possible precaution for them, boomers tend to be the demographic that still has not dined out, even to this day. So for those that are willing to venture out and feel like they are safe to, for operators, you've got to give them that chance to just relax. Over half of boomers are saying that they look forward to the relaxation that they feel at a restaurant. So boomers are definitely at the time in their life that they want to relax. They are probably empty nesters, they might be retired. So going out is a chance to get away, especially now if they feel safe enough. So focus on hospitality and personal service. And again, just reiterating that idea of keeping them safe. So They're likely the type that hasn't gone out to dining out as often as other cohorts. So definitely bring out that red carpet of sanitation for this group. Make sure the staff is wearing masks when interacting with them. Offer hand sanitizer at the table if you can, and keep distance between them and other patrons and the staff. It's probably some of the simple things that you can do to keep them safe in this special time. So definitely reflect on the safety, but also keeping that relaxation aspect when thinking about enticing boomers to your restaurant. It may seem like each generation is asking for something different at this time, and it's kind of overwhelming. And you're partially right. What we've discussed will at least help you narrow down to each cohort and their specific needs. But just like how all generations love ordering fries, there's a unifying thread amongst all generations during COVID as well. They're all seeking a slice of normalcy. And this is where operators can really make that impact towards that need. And hopefully that then brings repeat customers for you during this trying time. So, due to the pandemic, many of us realized how much we've taken for granted, like running into the grocery store or just even going to a local concert. And dining out is definitely one of those activities. And now that restaurants have opened up with the restrictions, dining out has become one of those activities that consumers are most looking forward to as a treat or an escape. And we all know that we're not necessarily going to go to normal tomorrow, but we're all looking for ways that resemble normal right now. And again, restaurants can help with that. 56% of adults said that dining in restaurants have helped me feel normal again, even if they're just eating outside. So I'm going to leave you on a more uplifting, promising note at this time. What are ways that you will make your operation a way to escape for your patrons? And what can you do specifically for your core guest as well? If you take this information that we went over today, you can definitely serve them that slice of normalcy that they're desperately seeking. So thank you again for joining me today and learning more about generations during the time of COVID. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at katrina.fajardo@lambweston.com. Thanks everyone and have a wonderful day.